So, hello everyone. We are back again with a reading passage 3 for this time. And I guess somehow this doesn't want to remove. It doesn't want to get lost here. But I kind of don't really like it. Okay. But anyways, oh, there we go. Um, yeah, I don't really like these kinds of navigators. Oh, there you go. It popped out again. Okay. Now, please, you can go. Thank you. All right. Now, we have some very interesting questions. We have question that is related to matching features. It's not really related, but it's of course a matching features. And then we have some table completion. We know matching features are not these questions are not going to be in order. You have to understand. You have to read each paragraph carefully and then understand whether or not they make sense. Then we have some classification, and of course, the classification they don't. I'm not really sure if classification comes in order. We have to find the correct. We have to find a statement with the correct sentence, which means four. We have four names, and of course, it doesn't really say that you can choose any letters more than once. So let's just begin. I think I'm gonna begin with the table completion since it has to follow the order. So I'll have to choose one part. And I put a large number of tiny spacecraft into orbit far above Earth. So I think here I will insert a table as in the previous video. Okay, so as in the previous video. So words from the questions and words in the passage. There we go. So tiny spacecraft into orbit far above Earth. So I need to find a spacecraft. I want to skim through. Step 7 right increase. Geo-engineering has been blah blah blah. Oh, there we go. We have found a spacecraft. So put a large number of tiny spacecraft. The large number of tiny spacecraft. His scheme would employ up to 16 trillion minute spacecraft, each weighing about 1 gram. So 1 gram, 1 gram. So what is it saying is tiny means 1 gram, and also large number is referring into 16 trillion 16 trillion minute spacecraft. All right, there we go. So put a large number of tiny spacecraft or a bit far from Earth. So okay, to create something that would reduce the okay, so that would reduce the amount of light reaching the Earth. So we need about 1 gram to form a transparent sunlight refracting sunshade to an orbit 1.5 million kilometers above the Earth. This could arguably reduce the amount of light reaching the Earth by 2%. Okay, we have found the answer here. So it says to create a what? To form a transparent sunlight refracting sunshade. Okay, this is a sunshade here. So it's going to be sunshade. So basically to create means to form. To create means to form. Whoops. To form. There we go. Now the answer is going to be here. I'm gonna actually maybe highlight them all and give it a number. Number 30 is over here. Number 30. There we go. Now place something in the sea to encourage something to form. All right. Now the majority of geoengineering projects so far carried out, which include planting forests in desert and depositing iron in the ocean to stimulate the growth. So to stimulate, to encourage, to encourage means to stimulate. Stimulate. Okay, to encourage something to form. So place something in the sea. Now, which include planting forests and deserts and depositing iron in the ocean. Iron in the ocean. So this one is going to be number 31. So it's going to be number 31. I'm going to make it a little bit bolder here. 31 is going to be what? Iron. So we want to make sure we can write iron here. Iron. To encourage something to form. To stimulate the growth of algae. So there we go. We have the algae. So there we go. You want to take that as well. Stimulate the growth of algae. So I'm going to put number 32. number 32 here, and highlight that and give it a bold color to this one. Release aerosol sprays into the stratosphere have focused on achieving a general cooling of the Earth, but some look specifically at reversing the melting at the poles, particularly at the Arctic. The reasoning is that if you replenish the ice sheets and frozen waters of the high latitudes, more light will be reflected back into space, so reducing the warming of the oceans and atmosphere. Okay, so nothing so far right now. So release aerosol sprays into the stratosphere. So releasing aerosol sprays into the stratosphere, there we go, we have it highlighted. So to create something that would reduce the amount of light reaching the Earth. So above the Arctic has been proposed by several scientists, and this would involve using a sulfur hydrogen sulfide aerosol so that sulfur dioxide would form clouds. So form means to create another one. Another one to create to form. There we go. It's just saying to create clouds. Whoops. Clouds. To form clouds that so to form clouds, which in turn lead to a global dimming. Global dimming means would reduce the amount of light, would reduce the amount of light. Whoops, let me take that. Okay, words in the passage. And in the passage it says, where was it? Global dimming. Global dimming. It's like a cloud when the clouds are, they cover the earth. So there's that there will be no sunlight reaching the earth, reaching the grounds, overall the land. So now what's more? Fix strong something to Greenland ice sheets. All right, we go a little bit more. So we want to highlight this one as well and give this 34, I guess. No, 33. All right, there we go. We want to highlight that, which could in turn be blah blah blah. The idea is modeled on historic volcanic explosions. The idea is modeled in historic volcanic explosions such as that of Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines in 1991, which led to a short-term cooling of global temperatures by 0.5. Scientists have also scrutinized. Okay, I think I found another answer, but for the matching features, I think that is a mention of geo-engineering project based on an early natural phenomenon. If I can say that, that's probably D. And so it's an early natural phenomenon. Earlier, so I'm gonna give it a 27 here. 27. Whoops. Let me actually please highlight it normally. Thank you. There we go. Like that. So natural phenomena means which relate to short-term cooling of global temperature. So global temperature, cooling of global temperature means cooling of global temperature is earlier natural phenomenon. Words from the question. Earlier natural phenomenon means cooling of global temperatures, as far as I can say that. Historic, but I guess that's the wrong one. I think this is a historical volcanic explosions. I'm sorry for that. Whoops. So historic volcanic explosions. Okay, so this historic volcanic explosions. It's not that this one. This is a different one. All right. Sorry for that. Now, this one is going to be answer D. So in the paragraph D. Fix strong something what? Scientists have also scrutinized whether it's possible to preserve the ice sheet of Greenland with reinforced high tension cables. Reinforced high tension cables means fix strong. Okay, to preserve means fix. To preserve means to fix. Somehow it's preserve means actually a different meaning. So fix means preserve here. And also in the other terms, reinforce high tension cables. So high tension cables are known as strong something. So the answer is going to be, so this one is going to be another answer for us. So let me give this a number 34. Number 34, there we go. I'm gonna give it up like this. All right. Now, fix strong cables. We highlighted that to prevent icebergs moving to the sea. Two, preventing icebergs from moving from the sea, moving into the sea. There we go. So we highlight that nicely. So plant trees in the Russian Arctic that would lose their leaves in the winter. Meanwhile, the Russian Arctic geoengineering plans include the planting of millions of birch trees, whereas the region's leaves in winter, thus enabling the radiation to be reflected by the snow. To allow the snow to reflect radiation. By the snow, to allow the snow to reflect radiation. Okay, this is grammatical. So IELTS has a different kinds of techniques. So the technique is like they can change the word into a synonym. They can change the grammar. Sometimes it's a very popular one is adjective plus noun. Whoops, not noun. Sorry for that. And sometimes the idea. All right. So this is what they give it. The idea. Uh, maybe let's say paraphrase. Paraphrase it. So paraphrasing sometimes works as a grammatical way, but the word paraphrase has different meanings. So like syntax, words, and let's say word formation, and many more. Okay, so this is it's a very fundamental thing to understand. So to allow the um whereas the regions with blah 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 shades the snow and the birches will shed the blah blah blah, with enabling the radiation reflected by the snow. So there we go. I think this one is going to be the answer number 35. So we're gonna highlight that. Now we're gonna give it a 35. To allow the snow to reflect it, change the direction of something to bring more cold water into ice forming areas. Rerouting Russian rivers. Rerouting. So redirecting, right? Directing or redirecting. What was that? Change the direction. Change the direction. And direction means change the direction means rerouting. Rerouting it. So rerouting the Russian rivers. So since it's only one word, we have to. Whoops, I think I forgot mentioning it here. So change the direction of rivers. There we go. We officially finished it here. All right, now, an example of a successful use of geoengineering. Such is our dependence on fossil fuels, and such is the volume of carbon dioxide already released into the atmosphere that many experts agree that significant global warming is now inevitable. You cannot run away from it. They believe that the best we can do is to keep it at reasonable level, and at present, the only serious option for doing this is cutting back on our carbon emissions. But while a few countries are making major strides on this in this regard, the majority are having great difficulty even stemming the rate of increase, let alone reversing it. Consequently, an increasing number of scientists are beginning to explore the alternative of geoengineering, a term which generally refers to the intentional large-scale manipulation of the environment. According to its proponents, geoengineering is the equivalent of a backup generator. If plan A, reducing our dependency on fossil fuels, fails, we require a plan B, employing grand schemes to slow down or reverse the process of global warming. Um, I think there's nothing, but somehow it's a common definition of geoengineering. I think this is. I think they're consequently, an increasing number of scientists are beginning to explore an alternative of geoengineering. Geoengineering, a term which generally means a common. So common means generally. A common definition of geoengineering. A common definition of geoengineering. So this is what it is saying. Consequently, blah blah blah. We find the official answer. So we want to give it a number 27 and then highlight it nicely over here and give it a bold. So 27, I mean, not 27, sorry for that. It's 29. So, so we got A here. There we go. A common definition. That's we wanted to know. We already found a term. That is trying to say a term, a definition. So now, geoengineering has been shown to work at least on a small localized scale. For decades, May Day parades in Moscow have taken place under clear blue skies. Aircraft having deposited dry ice, silver iodide, and cement powder to disperse clouds. Many of these schemes now suggested look to do the opposite and reduce the amount of sunlight reaching the planet. The most eye-catching idea of all is suggested by Professor Roger Angel. Do we have Roger Angel? There we go. We have Roger Angel. I'm gonna take that and highlight it in a different way, different color. So I'm gonna give it a yellow, just in case we need it. So, an example of successful use of geoengineering. So, have taken place has been to shown to work at least on a small localized for decades. Okay, and reduce the amount of. So I think this is talking about May parades in Moscow. I think this one is going to be probably the answer for number 28. An example of successful use of geoengineering. Geoengineering has been shown to work. So has been Mayday parades in Moscow have taken place under the clear blue skies. Aircraft having deposited dry ice, silver iodide, blah, 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 and reducing the amount. And then it's emphasizing the next sentence is emphasizing the first one by giving it a claim that is made by Professor Roger Angel. So this is going to be number. Actually, I'm not really sure if it's that it, but although we will see if we can find anything else. However, we are back again with this one. So Roger Angel. Roger Angel says what? His scheme would employ 16 trillion minute spacecraft, each weighing about 1 gram to form a transparent. So the questions are the effects of geoengineering may not be long lasting. Geoengineering is a topic worth exploring. It may be necessary to limit the effectiveness of geoengineering projects. Research into fossil-based fuels cannot be replaced by geoengineering. Non-fossil-based fuels means renewable energy, renewable energy. You want to take that? See if you want, you can. Now you know the meaning of that. Um, so the effects of Professor. Okay, we didn't find anything else just yet. Let's look a little bit more. We have Dr. Phil Rush, and I'm gonna take that in yellow color. We have Phil Rush. Okay. He's saying that no substitute for developing renewable energy, the only permanent solution. But will such schemes ever be implemented? Generally speaking, those who are most cautious about geoengineering are the scientists involved in the research. Angel says that his plan is okay. Angel says that that there's no substitute for developing renewable energy. The only permanent solution. The only permanent solution. So, Angel, do we have anything cannot be replaced by geoengineering? I think all of us agree that if you were to end geoengineering, um, then the planet would return to its pre-engineered conditions. Dr. Phil Rush. Dr. Phil Rush. Phil Rush. Okay, so it's I think all of us agree that if you were to end geoengineering on a given day, then the planet would return to its pre-engineered condition every year very rapidly and probably within 10 to 20 years. So that's certainly something to worry about. The effects of geoengineering may not be long lasting. That's Phil Rush said it. So that's what it's saying. May not be lost, may not be long lasting. So the word may not be long lasting means that all of us agree that if we were to end that if it comes to an end, and that's certainly something to worry about. Okay, so you worry because something's going to happen. Okay, geoengineering is a topic worth exploring. So what do we have? Okay, who do we have? We have Rosh again. Geoengineering plans to inject the stressors, blah blah blah. No, we have Dr. Dan Hunt. We have Dan. Oh, it's not Dan. It's Dan Hunt or Lunt. I think it's Lunt here, or I think it's Hunt. Sorry for that. Why it's like Hunt? Probably Hunt because it's also here. It says it's Hunt here. All right. So geoengineering is a topic worth exploring. A further risk with the geoengineering process is that you give an overshoot, says Dr. Dan, blah, blah, blah. You may bring global temperatures back to pre-industrial levels, but the risk is that the poles will still be warmer than they should be and the topics will be cooler than before industrialization. To suppose such a scenario, Angel's project would have to operate at half strength. Okay, so the word half strength means half strength means to limit the effectiveness. So limit the effectiveness means half strength. So strength, that's what is it saying. So I think that is going to be who? Hunt said it? Hunt says Angels Project. Okay, so I think this one is going to be option C. There we go. Research into Nona and blah 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 cannot be replaced. Cannot be replaced by geo-engineering. Okay. We have also Dr. Sommerkorn. Oh, Sommerkorn. Is that what is he saying? Dr. Sommerkorn. We have that. What is he saying? Climate change. He says human-induced climate change has brought humanity to a position where we shouldn't exclude thinking thoroughly. Thinking thoroughly means explore. Uh, explore. Thinking thoroughly. Thinking thoroughly. So this is going to be option number. So thinking worth exploring. 38. So this is going to be 38. 38. So there we go. I'm gonna take that. Worth exploring. So who said it? Martin Sommerkorn. So it's D. At a half strength. I think we also want to highlight this one. What was it? Half strength means limit, means this one was a 39. So I think we want to take it a little bit like this. We'll give it a highlight. There we go. 39. Research into blah 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 cannot be replaced by engineering. Cannot be no substitute. No substitute. Angel says that he's planned. I think that's A, probably. A. No substitute. So there's a cannot be replaced, no substitute. Cannot be replaced. Replaced means no substitute. No substitute. So probably that is it. So there's no substitute. That is going to be the answer. So I'm going to take number 30. No, it's going to be number 40. There we go. I think we are officially done, I guess. So there we go. It was pretty easy, I guess. Yeah. BDCA. Yep. There we go. We also have done the tables, and yeah, that was pretty fun to do that, and pretty interesting as well. So there we go. We have officially finished another passage 3, and we have ended the test 1 of Cambridge 11. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, you can leave your questions in the comment section below. Now I'll be very happy to return back with a very favorable way of answering your questions. Thank you very much once again, guys.